The air crackles with an unsettling heat. Acrid smoke stings the eyes, a choking haze obscuring the once familiar cityscape. The Hollywood sign, that iconic symbol of dreams and aspiration, is barely visible through the dense pall. Los Angeles, the city of angels, finds itself engulfed in a terrifying new reality, a city in flames. The sky, usually a brilliant blue, is now a menacing canvas of orange and red. The sun, a distant memory, casts an eerie, apocalyptic glow. The air is thick with the smell of burning wood, a constant reminder of the devastation that is unfolding. This is not the Los Angeles of sun-drenched beaches and movie star glamour. This is a city under siege, battling an inferno that seems to have sprung from a nightmare. The usual hum of city life is replaced by the unnerving wail of sirens, a constant soundtrack to the unfolding disaster. Fire trucks race through the streets, their lights flashing urgently against the backdrop of the inferno. Helicopters roar overhead, battling the blaze from the air, but the fire, relentless and unforgiving, continues its rampage. It is a force of nature unleashed, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. 5 major wildfires rage across the Los Angeles basin, each one a terrifying entity unto itself. They have been given names: Palisades, Eaton, Hearst, Lydia, Kenneth, but to those caught in their path, they are simply harbingers of destruction, apocalyptic beasts intent on consuming everything in their path. The Palisades fire, the most destructive in Los Angeles history, has already consumed nearly 20,000 acres. It burns with a ferocity that defies comprehension, leaving behind a charred wasteland where homes and businesses once stood. The Eaton fire, equally relentless, threatens the Mount Wilson transmitters, vital communication lifelines for the city. Kenneth, a fast-moving inferno, races through the West Hills, driven by the relentless Santa Ana winds. Hearst and Lydia, though smaller in scale, add to the overall sense of chaos and devastation. Each fire tells a story of loss and destruction, of lives upended and dreams shattered. Together they paint a picture of a city brought to its knees by the sheer, unforgiving power of nature. The human toll of these fires is immeasurable. Over 10,000 structures have been reduced to smoldering rubble, each one representing a life turned upside down. Families have been forced to flee their homes, leaving behind precious belongings and irreplaceable memories. The lucky ones escaped with their lives, but the emotional scars of this disaster will linger long after the flames have been extinguished. Maria Sanchez, a single mother of 2, stands on the side of the freeway watching in disbelief as flames consume her neighborhood. Her eyes are red-rimmed, her face etched with worry. The small apartment she shared with her children, a testament to years of hard work and sacrifice, is gone. All that remains is a pile of ashes and the bitter taste of loss. John and Mary Anderson, a retired couple, sit huddled in the back of a crowded evacuation bus, their faces etched with the weariness of displacement. Their home of 50 years, filled with a lifetime of memories, is gone. They cling to each other, finding solace in their shared grief, uncertain of what the future holds. These are just a few of the countless stories of loss and heartbreak that are emerging from the ashes of this disaster. Amidst the devastation, stories of extraordinary courage and selflessness emerge. Firefighters working tirelessly in grueling conditions risk their lives to save others. They are true heroes, battling fatigue and despair as they confront the inferno, pushing themselves to the limit and beyond. Captain Mark Jenkins, a veteran firefighter with the Los Angeles Fire Department, hasn't slept in 36 hours. His face is blackened with soot, his eyes bloodshot from fatigue and smoke. But he doesn't complain. He knows that lives are at stake, that every minute counts. He leads his team with unwavering determination, a beacon of hope in the midst of the chaos. Volunteers work tirelessly, providing food, water, and comfort to displaced residents. Doctors and nurses tirelessly tend to the injured, offering both physical and emotional support. The human spirit, in the face of unimaginable adversity, shines through. Acts of kindness, large and small, offer a glimmer of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, humanity endures. Section 5. A city on edge. Fear and uncertainty grip Los Angeles. Fear and uncertainty permeate the air, as palpable as the smoke that hangs heavy over the city. Evacuation orders remain in place for thousands of residents, leaving them in a state of limbo, unsure when or if they will be able to return home. Those who remain huddle indoors, their windows and doors sealed against the smoke, listening anxiously to the news reports. The city, usually a vibrant hub of activity, is eerily quiet. Schools and businesses are closed, streets are deserted, save for emergency vehicles and the occasional resident venturing out for supplies. The constant threat of the fire, the uncertainty of what the next day will bring, weighs heavily on everyone's mind. The economic impact of the fires is already being felt. Businesses have been destroyed, livelihoods lost. The cost of rebuilding, both in terms of infrastructure and human lives, will be staggering. The fires have exposed the vulnerability of this sprawling metropolis, a stark reminder that even in the 21st century, we are at the mercy of nature's fury. Section 6. The aftermath. Scars on the landscape and in the soul. The fires will eventually be extinguished, the smoke will clear, but the scars of this disaster will remain. The landscape, once verdant and alive, is now scarred and blackened. The air, once filled with the scent of jasmine and orange blossoms, is heavy with the smell of ash and the ghosts of memories. For those who have lost loved ones, the pain is immeasurable. For those who have lost their homes and livelihoods, the road ahead will be long and arduous. The emotional toll of this disaster, the anxiety, the fear, the sense of loss, will continue to affect the community for years to come. Yet even in the face of such devastation, the human spirit finds a way to endure. Neighbors help neighbors, strangers offer comfort and support. The community, bound together by shared loss and a determination to rebuild, slowly begins to heal. Section 7. Whispers of the Wind, the Role of Climate Change. As the city grapples with the immediate aftermath of the fires, questions linger about the role of climate change in this disaster. The Santa Ana winds, a natural phenomenon, have always posed a fire risk to the region, but the intensity and duration of these winds, coupled with the prolonged drought that has plagued the region, have created a tinderbox-like environment. Scientists warn that climate change is exacerbating these conditions, leading to more frequent and intense heat waves, prolonged droughts, and a longer fire season. The fires in Los Angeles, they argue, are a stark reminder of the urgent need to address climate change and mitigate its devastating effects. The debate over climate change, often relegated to academic circles and political arenas, has now become a matter of life and death for the residents of Los Angeles. The fires have brought the issue into sharp focus, forcing people to confront the reality of a changing climate and the urgent need for action. Section 8. Lessons learned, yet to be learned. The Los Angeles wildfires of 2025 will undoubtedly lead to a reassessment of fire prevention and response strategies. The city's preparedness, the effectiveness of its emergency response systems, and the adequacy of its resources will be scrutinized. Lessons will be learned, improvements will be made, but the question remains, will it be enough? The fires have exposed the vulnerability of this sprawling metropolis to the devastating effects of climate change. They have highlighted the need for greater investment in fire prevention, for more resilient infrastructure, and for a more sustainable approach to urban development. The challenge facing Los Angeles, and indeed cities around the world, is to find a way to coexist with nature, to build communities that are resilient to the growing threat of climate change. The fires are a stark reminder that we can no longer afford to ignore this challenge. Section 9. From the ashes, hope ignites. As the sun sets on another day, casting long shadows over the charred landscape, a sense of hope, fragile yet persistent, begins to emerge. The human spirit, though battered and bruised, refuses to be broken. Amidst the ruins there are signs of life, of resilience, of a community determined to rebuild. The outpouring of support, both locally and from around the world, has been overwhelming. Donations pour in, volunteers arrive from far and wide, offering a helping hand, a shoulder to cry on, a reminder that even in the darkest of times we are not alone. The road to recovery will be long and arduous, but the people of Los Angeles are no strangers to adversity. They have faced challenges in the past, and they have emerged stronger. From the ashes of this disaster, a renewed sense of community will rise, a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity.